If you were to travel to this exact location on Earth, you would find one of the world's best sunken treasures that has still not been recovered. This is a real photo from just 2022 of a ship called the Felicity Ace. Now, if you like expensive things, this story is going to hurt a little bit. On February 10th, 2022, the Felicity Ace leaves Emden, Germany, bound for Davisville, Rhode Island. Now, below deck are almost 4,000 cars, and these aren't the average ones. We're talking Porsches, Audis, Bentleys, Lamborghinis, some of which were already sold, and even a few rare one-of-a-kind ones. Well, 6 days into its trip, about 200 miles south of the Azores, smoke starts arising from the cargo decks. There's a fire on board, which is one of the worst cases for a ship like this. The crew checks it out and realizes it is out of control, so they send a distress call, and Portuguese rescuers fly in with a helicopter and lift all 22 people on board to safety, leaving the ship abandoned and still burning. 2 days later, a salvage team is hired. Crews and tugboats set out from Gibraltar and Rotterdam. The conditions near the ship at this point are so rough, so there's no chance anybody can board just yet. 5 days go by. On February 23rd, the rough conditions are still blocking anybody from getting on board. The tugboats on scene are working the fire from a distance. They're trying to cool down this boat as much as possible from a distance. Then the next day on the 24th, more large tugboats arrive, basically strengthening the response and preparing for a boarding window once the weather calms down. Another day goes by. The boat is still on fire, but the weather breaks. A crew gets dropped in by helicopter and they secure a tow line. They contain the smoke, and the plan moving forward is to move the Felicity Ace to a safe anchorage near the Azores. At this point, it is possible that the ship could still be saved. Maybe even some of the luxury cars on board as well. Well, 4 days later, on March 1st, around 9 a.m., while the ship is being towed, it starts to lean to the right side, and the crew cannot straighten this ship. It's a disaster. Water starts seeping in, and the pumps can't keep up. Eventually, the Felicity Ace sinks at about 250 miles off the Azores. That is 13 days that boat sat on fire. Now, they were able to get the manifest from what was on board that boat, and there was roughly 1,100 Porsches, nearly 2,000 Audis, hundreds of Volkswagens and Bentleys, and around 85 Lamborghinis, including custom Aventador Ultimate builds. The total value that sank with this ship was around $500 million in luxury cars. So the question is, if you had a chance, what cars would you have saved first?